Happy Tuesday, happy Election Day. This is the day. It is so important that you make your voice heard today. People fought for our right to vote, so it is crucial that we make our ancestors proud today. You have until this evening to go vote. To find out where your precinct is, please go to WWLTV.com/elections for a complete voting guide. Promise me you'll go today? Okay, great. Shout out to everyone who voted early. Now, since today is Election Day, we wanted to start our show with a conversation about how we got the right to vote. As I mentioned, for some of us, voting was not a right we were born with. There were many people who had to fight for the freedom that we have today. There's a video out now that is available for free on YouTube titled Make My Vote Count. It's all about paying respect to mama by voting today. It takes a look at some of the voting rights advocates that some of us may know. Take a look at the clip.
My 10-year-old mind could not understand why she would want to study the preamble since she was not in school. Today, I can still remember the pride and the sense of urgency she radiated as she turned to me, and in a hushed voice, she said, "Baby, I'm studying to pass this test so that I can get the right to vote. You see, this test is just a way to discourage African Americans, to turn us away, to make us give up before we even try. But if I give up on this, it means that I'm giving up on y'all, and I want y'all to have a better life than I got." It was then that I noticed the tears. It was the first time in my life that I'd ever seen my mother cry. I realized that this voting thing was a big deal because mama never, ever cried.
We are so excited to welcome the producer of the video, Daryanna Barrett. And joining me on the couch as well is the producer, musician, composer rather, Kevin Sully Gullidge. Hello, beautiful people.
Hi.
Thank y'all so much for being here. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, chills. I watched the whole video. It's about 5 minutes long, and I gotta ask y'all before we start this conversation, have we voted yet?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, early voters! It's so important. Congratulations, Daryanna, on producing this film. Started at Loyola, graduated from Loyola.
Yes.
You as well, Sonny, congratulations. Okay, it's so interesting. This video follows a little girl named Connie Payton. Tell us a little bit more about her and what she's talking about in this video.
No, of course. Connie, who was actually my great aunt, Connie, she was basically expressing her story with her mother, my great grandmother Louisiana, and just telling the story of her observing her mother just always working so hard to study to get her right to vote. And throughout the piece, you can just kind of see how it inspired her to also try to fight hard and fight for her right to vote as well.
It's so powerful. She had to read the preamble. I don't think, honestly, a lot of us really know the preamble, so it really is a learning lesson, and it also showcases the struggle that so many people, especially women, had to go through to get the right to vote. It's so important that we cast our votes today in every single election. And it's interesting, in the video, it's a cartoon. Why did you take that approach?
Well, I have a visual arts background, actually. Yeah, so I did a lot of illustrations growing up, and so it felt natural for me to go that route. And while at Loyola, I also had a minor in design, where I took a couple of motion design classes. So I just took the skills that I knew I had and tried to make something that I thought would be successful with the skills that I had.
I absolutely love it. The visuals are great, and you know what's also great? The music in this video. Shout out to Kevin Sully Gullidge for being the musician and the composer. Talk to me about how you created the music and what you believe it's adding to the storytelling of this video.
Oh man, that is a good question.
You know, that's all we do here on Great Day, okay?
Well, you know, in approaching film composition, I always, and I do mean always, try my hardest to invoke two things. One, the time period, and two, the feeling behind it. So when it came to the time period, I had to access two things, and Daryanna can tell you, I sent, about 3 drafts over, just for the sake of saying, hey, well, you know, well, this is sort of like towards the 70s, do you want something sort of funky, something sort of, and then I thought about it, and I listened to Connie Payton's words even more, and she said, it's something that we would breeze by, essentially, and put behind things like baseball practice or making groceries. So I thought about that and thought about, as she said, the urgency that her mother showed.
Absolutely.
And because of that, I said, you know what, maybe something a little less in the time, more about the time, more of the time, you know?
It's so powerful.
Exactly.
And I
you know?
love what you did. You have I Have a Dream by Martin Luther King sprinkled in there at the beginning.
Yeah.
So you're really helping us really remember and think about the people who have come before us to give us the right to do what we all should be doing today on Election Day. Now, Daryanna was asking, has Connie seen the video? What were her thoughts? And moreover, when you talk to her and reflect on where she was then, especially her mom, and where we are now, what does she say?
Well, she was very excited to know that I was making this, especially her, her great niece. And when I sent it to her, I think she called me and she was just like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And she was just like very happy, I guess, because it was like one thing to say all of this, but then to see like a visual paired with, her telling her story, I can understand. I mean, for me at least, it really added a lot more to it, to be like, hey, this is really important, and this is like, I want this to be important for her too, and I'm glad she really loved it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we're all going to love it for multiple reasons. One, it's free, and two, it shows just one of the many struggles that many people who look like us had to go through to do what we all need to do today, which is vote. We all need to get out there and vote today. We all have done it. You all need to do it too. Thank you so much for being here. Congratulations on everything. The music is great. The visuals are great. And the message is so important. And look, if you want to check out the Make My Vote Count video, you can do so for free on YouTube. Just search Make My Vote Count. And for more information about all the things they're doing, log on to 431exchange.org.